So you may have found yourself sitting up bolt upright at night and thinking, there's no way that this not included channel would do any more of Kenner's toy line based off of the smash 1991 hit Robin Hood Prince of Thieves. But I'm afraid that's just not the case, because today we have two of the vehicles from the line. They came directly to us from the Bone Age line and were repurposed to be some kind of jury-rigged forestman weaponry. So first up we have the net launcher from that memorable scene when Robin Hood was screaming in rage and shooting nets at people. Specifically, it shoots arrow with net to capture enemy soldiers. On the top we have the unforgettable image of Kevin Costner with flaming arrow, the net launcher with net in mid-flight, and you can see there, that's definitely a prototype version of Longbow Robin Hood, who looks way better than Longbow Robin Hood actually looks. Although in this case it looks like they're using just some generic head and they didn't have the Costner head sculpt yet. So on the back of the box we have, when to employ your net launcher, and it's when Robin Hood must battle many foes at once. Even though the line only had 2 foes to battle, he uses his amazing net launcher. This special weapon fires a huge arrow attached to a large net to cover and trap several enemies at one time. And it looks like they've got the assembly instructions right on the back here. So they may have cheaped out when we get inside there that they don't even have assembly instructions. This claimed to be factory sealed, but the guy had photos of it open at the same time, which is one of those kind of eBay sellers that are not self-aware of what they're saying. Claimed it had never been played with, and how can you not trust a guy who's already lied? Okay, so it's packed in cardboard here. What have we got? Oh, it's a jumble of things. Okay, so there's the net launcher itself at the box. Just the action toy guide, which oddly enough is different than the action toy guide that came with, I'm thinking of RoboCop. Never mind, I'm getting all my reviews confused. So here's the net itself. And this thing is fairly heavy, so I'm going to be surprised if the spring mechanism in the launcher itself can even propel this thing. And here we have the wooden wheels and a baggie. These are actually quite heavy, and they look pretty decent too. They even took the time to paint the metal banding on it, which is pretty impressive. And those snap on here, if I remember my instructions. And it looks like this thing is on a ratchet, so it's got specific spots it wants to be. I suppose this is maybe for the figure to stand on. The Bone Age figures were much smaller than Robin Hood, so this is probably a holdover that the figures were supposed to stand on, and those ripped cavemen that came with Bone Age are supposed to push the firing mechanism. That's pretty fun. Okay, so I've loaded the large arrow with the net, and I have not test fired this thing. So let's see if Robin Hood's elaborate trap here can work on the Sheriff of Nottingham. Here's the moment of truth. Well, it kind of worked. I mean, that would probably be more effective in the long run to just hit somebody with a giant ballista instead of trying to attach a net to it. But it did have the strength to actually fire the net, which is impressive. But it seems like the part where the net actually rolls up is just a little too heavy, and it can't actually launch it. But let's try that one more time with the foolish Sheriff of Nottingham coming in for the kill here. There we go. Perfect. And here's the Bola bomber. It launches rock bombs. Seems like toy lines were really into nets and bolas for some reason. Like, it requires quite a bit of effort for something, for the bolas to actually wrap around something. And look how short they're saying that the string is. Lever action catapults a bola rock bomb to capture enemy soldiers. Why don't you just hit them with the rocks? That's like several 100 pounds there. The bola bomber is a special weapon used by Robin Hood in his battles with the Sheriff of Nottingham's soldiers. By launching these 2 huge bola rock bombs, you can ensnare the fiercest enemy. Okay. Load boulders onto pegs. Pull launching arm back to set for firing. Press button to fire. Store boulders on pins? Okay. Oh, it's got a little sidecar. Yeah, there's the sidecar where you can put the boulders on when you're not flinging them at people. So on the top again, they've got, this time it's crossbow Robin Hood, but they've got that weird prototype head on him there, and they've painted the arm bracers that are molded onto his arms, but not painted on the production version. This one is actually taped shut. So let's see what we've got in here. Okay, so similar setup. And what is this? Yet another action toy guide? So this is same year, but different action toy guides. Oh, and there's different stuff in each one, so we gotta go through all of them. Alright. So here's the bola bomber, and the rope looks a little bit longer than the one advertised on the outside. Not much. I will be really impressed if we can get it to actually wrap around a figure. It's just gonna knock them over, I feel like, if in the best case. Again, this is, completely recycled from Bone Age, so it was made for much smaller figures. Let's see, did I put this on right? Yes, I did. That's pretty impressive. It's pretty close to the one on the back. They didn't tart it up to look like something it's not. Even the crummy rocks look just as crummy. This vehicle actually has a foot peg, so Robin Hood can stand on this thing as somebody else pushes it, I guess? I don't know. So, now it's time to try to recreate the memorable scene when Robin Hood threw his rock balls at people. Okay, it is locked back. Here we go. Well, it did actually hurl them a little bit farther than I thought. They're hollow, so they weigh next to nothing compared to the net launcher's gigantic stone arrow thing. So maybe we move him back a bit this time, because we did get a good distance off of that last one. Alright, take 2. Now, all I want to see is a bola wrap around a guy. Is that just too much to ask? Well, it wrapped around his sword. So I'm going to take that as a win. So, Action Toy Guide number 1, Dark Knight Collection. So this was 91, so let's see, Tim Burton's Batman was 88, and I don't remember when Batman Returns came out, so this was probably sometime between those two, I'm guessing. Various Batmans, Ridiculous Joker Cycle, Bat Cycle, Batcopter, Turbojet Batwing. So there was one version of the Batwing that fired red suction darts. My personal favorite Batmobile design, and a different kind of Batjet here. Now this says available winter 1990, and these vehicles came out in 1991, so more Batman gear, crossbow assault weapon, batarang blaster, sonic neutralizer. Oh, I bet that was irritating. That is a Star Wars blaster. That's a Stormtrooper blaster that they just changed the front of it. Crime control set. You've got a kid here just pointing a gun, Batman style. This kid doesn't look as thrilled as he should be. Ratfink and the Rad Rods. Think Fink. I don't really care. There's RoboCop again. Oh, there's the one where he had the twin anti-aircraft guns. Toxic Waster. It makes me think of that scene in the movie where the dude gets dumped toxic waste and then run over by a car. Robo Command vehicle there. Got a whole New Dominion tank police thing going on. ED-260. It's that's gotta be one of my favorite robots in movies. The 209 in the movie, but you know, close enough. More of this crap that's probably completely disintegrating if you've got it today. Robo helmet and ultra blaster, so you too can be a horrible cyborg whose body is property of the people you work for. Nobody cares about starting lineup. God, look at this. Beetlejuice. I remember liking the cartoon. These toys look like they suck. They're all just gimmicks, like one trick gimmick things, and there's no real play factor to them. I don't know, maybe I was the only kid who just wanted a figure of stuff that I liked and didn't need it to do something. Some vehicles for ooh, that's horrifying. Talking Beetlejuice. Talking figure. Just pull a string and he'll repeat one of 6 crazy phrases. And his head spins. Oh. Beetlejuice mask. It's gross. Gross out meter. How gross are you? Good question. Shadow Strikers. Holy crap. I forgot all about these. I had a couple of these guys. Yeah, this is when the thermal paint stuff was real big. I had the Hurricane Scout Plane and the Smokescreen Cycle. These were pretty fun. These were like Sky Commander or Mask. More like Sky Commander figures, because Mask figures were actually cool. Yeah, they were all about just dunking the dudes and they became invisible for a short time and you could put them in their see-through vehicle. That's cool. I forgot all about those. Oh, there's a ton of them. Oh, I had this one too. Man. Memories. Ooh, Shadow Strikers the movie. More of the trillions of Ghostbusters figures. The original release of these are the only ones that are worth a damn in my opinion. Because everybody needs a haunted toilet. So edgy. Oh, that's the Ecto 1A version. Where they just added a bunch of stickers to the same mold. Really milking it here. And more strap-on stuff. That looks like the sniffer that Venkman uses in Dana's apartment, and they've turned it into a ghost nabber and trap. So the second one looks like we've got Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Swamp Thing as the differences here. So yeah, oh here we go. 1991. The previous one did have 90 listed on it, so I don't know why these two different ones came in something that came out at the same time. Oh yeah, so already there's even more Batman crap. Yeah, I just never really got into the Batman stuff. Ooh, the Batcave Command Center. It looks. Oh, there we go. Actually advertising the Prince of Thieves stuff. Ewok Village. There's the two we just looked at. And the Battle Wagon. I promise I'm not gonna get either of these because these are actually really expensive. Swamp Thing. I vaguely remember these. I didn't really have any of them because I wasn't really into Swamp Thing. So I don't know terribly much about this one. Although it looks like you can jam finger puppets on dudes' heads. Because those are totally just finger puppets. Skin Man? Gross. More Swamp Things. This playset actually looks pretty awesome. The Swamp Trap playset. Swamp Thing lurks in his hidden cave beneath the bog. Raise Swamp Thing up through the bog on a hidden elevator to surprise the unmen monsters. Victims can be snapped up with the vine snare and then lowered into the jaws of the... Whoa! He feeds it to a plant! That's so metal. Look at that. That's pretty cool. There's an elevator, it sounds like, in there, so you can have him pop out and laugh at people as he feeds them to a giant Venus flytrap. Nobody cares about starting lineup. Beetlejuice again. Here we go. Did we miss a page of Bill and Ted? Yes, there we go. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Figures really play music? So there must have been like battery pack things. So I didn't even know they made a Bill and Ted figure line. We got Rufus, Genghis Khan, Billy the Kid, Napoleon, Grim Reaper, and Abe Lincoln, and they're all in the band. Although we got 2 keyboardists, Rufus and Abe Lincoln. But there's also 2 drummers and 4 guitarists in this band. The Grim Reaper's here, so that must be post-Bogus Journey? 91, so I'm not sure when either Bogus Journey or Excellent Adventure came out. Speaker and tape set, jam session 2-pack, 6 bodacious tunes you can really play, phone booth with snapback receiver, and of course Bill and Ted's Most Excellent Motorcycle Vehicle. Faces are actually kind of horrifying. If I saw guys coming at me on the street with faces like that on a twinsy motorcycle, I think I'd just go back inside and shut the curtains. Same Ghostbusters stuff. The Claw. It's coming and it can't be stopped. Coming this fall, you'll meet the most ferocious truck ever introduced. Ever introduced? Have you ever been introduced to a truck? The Claw. And there's the Claw itself, which I think some other company had one. It was like the Animal or the Beast or something that had yellow claws that came out of the wheels instead of that. It's no ordinary vehicle. It's a savage, untamed monster truck, like a wild animal stalking its prey. The Claw vehicle attacks any obstacle in its path by splitting its wheels to reveal its awesome ground-grabbing teeth. Beware, it goes where it wants. Seems like some toy marketing was just about like how it'll just destroy you and obliterate you, and like same thing with like candies, like what was it, the candies with juice in them that would cause your head to blow off kind of things. So there's Robin Hood and his amazing prehistoric machines to battle evil with, snare people with balls and rocks and whatnot. Oops, I actually forgot to put his rock balls on, so let's see what they look like in their little storage sidecar. How about that? There we go. That's how you store rock bolas. Well, I'm sorry to say this is not the last Robin Hood thing that I have. The next one is kind of weird, but it's not a vehicle and it's not an action figure, so I'll leave you with that tantalizing bit of information. And thanks again for watching.